We're ready when you're ready.
Ready? Good morning. It's 9 a.m. and we're calling the special meeting of the Redevelopment Commission to order. And the first thing will be roll call. Ann McGinnis, B.J. Deppie, Paul Buning. Here. Josh Prine.
Here.
Deb Gill. Richard Wirtz here. We have a quorum, so we can conduct business. The first business is election of officers for 2026. We have a president, vice president, and secretary.
I would nominate Richard Wirtz as president.
Second.
Okay, thank you. All in favor, vote by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Vice president,
Nominate Paul Buny as vice president.
okay. Paul as vice president.
I would actually not like to do that if that's possible. Appreciate it though.
Yep, that's fine.
I would nominate Ann McGinnis as vice president.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor of Ann McGinnis?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Carries. And secretary,
I would nominate B.J. Deppie as secretary.
B.J. Deppie, second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have our officers for next year. Richard Wirtz, president, Ann McGinnis, vice president, and B.J. Deppie, secretary. Okay, moving on. We need a motion to approve the December 16th minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
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 I did not send any claims.
Okay, so we
I'll-
have no claims?
We did, I just didn't send them. I'll send them next time. They've been paid. It's not an issue.
Okay, well, we'll get a copy of the
Yes.
claims.
Yep.
Okay, any old business? Okay, let's move to new business. And we have Resolution 2026-01, 35,000 for utility and maintenance expense for 2026. Can I do these together since we have to have a public hearing?
You could open a public hearing for comment on all of them and then address them by motion for approval individually.
Okay. I'm going to include all these resolutions with a public meeting, if there's any public comments, and we'll vote individually. So is there any question or comments on Resolution 2026-01? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2026-01.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution 2026-02, 60,000 for financial, legal, and professional services for 2026. Public comments? Hearing none, we entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2026-02.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving to Resolution 2026-03, $1,353,000 for required bond payments relative to the TIF bond issue Project Series 2015. Any public comments? Hearing no comments, we'll move to have a motion to approve 2026-03.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving to Resolution 2026-04, $590,000 for required lease payment relative to the Lease Rental Revenue Bond Insurance Project Series 2019. Any public comment? Okay, we'll entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2026-04.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Moving to Resolution 2026-05, $350,000 for expenses and costs related to the Graham Road Reconstruction Project right-of-way services. Any public comment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt McElroy, city engineer. I'll just go ahead and give a background on this one. This is for right-of-way land costs for the road construction project, basically for us to purchase the right-of-way from the property owners. So, and there's 11 parcels on this project, so this $350,000 should cover purchasing all 11 parcels right-of-way.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, that'll all be completed this year?
The entire project might leak into next year, actually, with the timing of construction works out, so.
Okay, we entertain a motion.
So moved.
Did I ask public comment? Okay. Entertain a motion for 2026-05.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Moving to Resolution 2026-06, $320,000 for expenses and costs related to the Graham Road Reconstruction Project construction inspection. Matt?
Yeah, same project, and this is basically, as it states, for inspection services. I think we're looking at having Crossroad engineers do that inspection services. So pretty good company, done a lot of inspection for us in the past. So this is the fees that would cover those expenses.
Okay, any questions? All right, thank you. Any public comments? All right, entertains a motion to approve Resolution 2026-06.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving to the Stone Municipal Group Economic Development Software, Adam Stone.
So we talked about this at our last meeting, and I did share this through an email with all of you and also with Ellen. We do have their contract for services, and I should have had this on the list for resolutions for today. And the amount going forward, since we're missing January, but it's a monthly amount of $2,500. So for the year, since we missed January, it'd be $27,500. So there has been a resolution prepared for your February meeting, but I do have the contract, which, like I said, has been given to Ellen for review. And so that, I believe, I haven't gotten any comments back from her on it, is ready for your review and approval today, but the resolution will be at your next meeting. So I don't know if you want to approve that today or wait until the February meeting with the resolution, but we have
We're going
started.
to start paying them in January, right?
We will start paying them, we'll start paying them in February. We did start meeting with them yesterday. And then we have the invoice attached as well, so.
Well, I would entertain a motion to approve the contract, and we'll approve the resolution in February.
So moved.
Have a motion
A second.
and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the downtown parking study update.
I'm still revising that, so I don't have a lot to update on that. And then next step is to get that to Lynn for her review. So I hope to have that to her next week. So I will report when I have those revisions back from her, and then a final date to start those interviews.
Okay, will that be in February's meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And in my packet, I had this Aspire.
Yes.
Do I need to approve that?
That's later on the agenda. Here's that. For Stone.
Okay, I didn't see it on my agenda. Oh, I see it now. didn't
Yeah,
I?
it's after the
Okay.
financial
Okay.
reports.
Let's move to other business and the financials for December 2025.
Okay, so it's always good to look at the year-end numbers. We did have our tax disbursements from the county. So give me a second for this to come up here. I did make a note, I don't know if anybody noticed that on the financial report, but I did make a note to show you what we received last year in the December disbursements. We received 1.8 million, 1,875,000 in 2024. So that's what we had estimated all year on our financial report. What we actually received was 2,962,000 in December of 2025. So a little over $1 million difference there, which is always a nice surprise. So I went ahead and updated that on the December. You can see that expenditures through December were 8,690,000. I'm sorry, receipts were 8,690,000, and then year-to-date expenditures were 6,115,000. So that left us with an estimated cash balance of just under 4 million. There were a couple of resolutions below that we did not encumber. You can see there were some balances there. The Paul Hand, that project, so that one wasn't encumbered, but those funds were repaid to Johnson County and to Whiteland. So, and then there was some savings to us on that project as well because that came in under budget. So the ones that were encumbered are listed there, and so those will show up on your January report. Any questions on any of those? The reason this one is red, there was some confusion on this one, this 2509. You'll see this on the February at a meeting agenda. So this was a READY grant. We had appropriated the READY funds, and so I didn't think that we needed to encumber those funds into 2026. Long story short, there'll be a resolution for that final payment on the February agenda. Apparently we needed to do that, and there was some misunderstanding on my end. So we'll fix that at the February meeting and get that last invoice paid. But other than that, everything else should be taken care of. So nice surprise there with our December disbursements, and then I will use those numbers. You'll see those numbers plugged in on the cash flow analysis for next year as well. Any questions? We did get some kind of random grant disbursements from the state again. Those are listed there. We had a $73,000 refund from State Road 44 Eastview and Upper Shelbyville. The Yandy Street, I have all of those listed there so you can see the refunds. And then something I always like to point out, our interests that we receive, and then some minor grant reimbursements here and there, 174,000. So that's a significant amount that we bring in each year on our money that's invested for the Redevelopment Commission. So that is for the I-65 TIF, and then not a whole lot to report on the US 31 TIF. We really didn't have a lot of activity with this TIF this year, just the required bond payments, and then there were a couple minor US 31 line items. So there is about $1 million, just a little under $1 million cash balance in that US 31 TIF as well.
Any questions? Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to January 2026 cash flow analysis worksheet for 2026.
Okay. So I did leave kind of the ending balances for December of 2025 on here. Just to give you the final numbers on some of these. I thought that might be helpful to show you kind of year end. And then Matt and the mayor and I will go through this kind of a little closer before the February meeting. And we'll take 2025 off of here and spend a little bit more time on 26. But like I said, I did update the tax receipts, so these amounts have changed with those exact numbers of the tax disbursements for December. And then just a list of projects. So these are all the resolutions that we have that you just approved today and that we've already advertised for your February meeting that I mentioned. So that's that grant for the extension of Graham Road and then the Stone municipal software. So those are both listed there for your February meeting already. So just upcoming projects for 2026, and then we have 27, and then just kind of 28, and then future projects under consideration. So we'll update these for you for your next meeting as well.
Any questions on the forecast? Thank you, Krista and Mayor. This is very helpful, and I think it's a good guide to move forward. Okay, Aspire, Johnson County Economic Development and Chamber Allowance Monthly Update.
Amanda Rebedew with Aspire Johnson County. Just wanted to provide you with a quick update on what we've been seeing this last month and give you an overview, kind of a draft of some of the items that we've been covering with our updated strategic plan. So we're kind of going through that process right now of getting that updated. We have, this is over the course of 2025. So we had 2,800 outbound marketing touches with site selectors and had 61, and those resulted in about 61 meetings that we had with brokers and site selectors. We had 4 site visits last year and hosted 45 BRE visits, and those are visits with our existing companies to make sure that they have the resources that they need to stay and grow here in Johnson County. Month-to-month lead activity. So you can kind of see how December usually kind of tapers off. December was pretty quiet again, and starting to see that tick up in January already, and kind of hearing rumbles that we're anticipating some additional movement, but looking forward to seeing how that goes. Project lead submissions were pretty close to 12 months prior, between 60 to 52. We had 52 this past year. We've got 3 active projects currently going through the process right now. Active projects means that we're having 2-way conversations, which means we're still on the list. They're asking questions about one of our sites, and so that means that there's still an interest level and that we're still in contention for competing for that project. Again, update on our strategic plan, kind of the planning process. We're in the home stretch, putting together our action steps, some of those action items, putting together that timeline and KPIs, and then also putting together a reporting dashboard. So you'll see that coming up. This is draft form. Our steering committee is still kind of going through this and better refining some of the language, and also we'll be refining what these numbers will be. And so kind of overarching goals is what we're planning on is going to be both in the attraction and investment side. And then on the workforce development side, so we'll be increasing our investment within Johnson County through existing businesses and attraction of new companies. And then on the workforce development side, we will be increasing the number of, we'll be working to increase the number of credentialed, both industry certifications and higher education degree workers in Johnson County by a particular percentage. Again, we'll be digging into what those trends have looked like over the last 10 plus years and seeing where, what's a good push goal for us. So. Any questions on that one? Okay. So this is kind of our framework that we're utilizing is the attract, retain, and grow, both again within business and industry and workforce development. So we'll be attracting new companies by developing those outreach strategies and updating marketing materials, retaining our existing companies by expanding our BRE program, and growing our existing businesses by prioritizing some of those high growth potential companies and providing them with that targeted outreach and targeted tools as well. On the workforce development side, this will be continuing some of our school to work programming that we're already doing within our high schools, attracting new talent by marketing partnerships, working with Indie Partnership, Festival Country, and quality of life promotion. Retaining our graduates, both high school and higher education, through internships, apprenticeships, and career exposure. Again, that's that school to work side. And then growing our existing talent through upskilling and resource connections. So that's connecting our existing employers with upskilling opportunities for their employees so that they can kind of move up within the company. We have drilled down to some target industry subsectors. Our previous plan was very broad, and so trying to narrow that down and create marketing materials and language that really aligns our assets with those target industries, so we can reach out to these companies and say this is why we're a good fit because of these assets that we have in Johnson County. So looking at life sciences, but really drilling down to that CGMP. You're going to hear a lot of that from me over the next 5 years. So that's current good manufacturing practices, and so those are the life sciences companies that are, or the businesses that require a lot of those FDA regulations, clean rooms, that type of thing. So that's that particular subsector within life sciences. Manufacturing technology and R&D within defense, really capitalizing on our proximity, really capitalizing on Camp Atterbury and our proximity to Crane as well. And then automotive manufacturing, we already have such a deep pool in that, so how do we help expand that and then come alongside those folks with the professional services that support those industries, engineering, industrial design, and prototyping, IT, cybersecurity and system development, and then financial, insurance and legal services as well. So I think that's it for me. So any questions on that?
Sounds like you've been busy, and with the weather, I'm sure it's been a challenge.
Oh, this has been going on. My goal was actually to have this done by the end of the year. Apparently that was very ambitious. So, but hopefully getting that done before, in the next couple of months so you guys can see that kind of finished product.
Appreciate the update.
Yep.
Any questions? Okay.
We do have their contract for services for the year, which I had also sent to Ellen and to Richard. Thank you for approval. So I do need a motion for approval on that, and then I will get their invoice paid for this year.
Okay. I have the Aspire contract and need a motion to approve $30,000 for 2026 as a total payment, and we will get updates monthly.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion to second. Any question? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Any public comments? Mayor?
Thank you all for coming out this beautiful morning, and it is beautiful. The sun's shining and we get to see the sunshine, so it's great. In front of you, I gave a project list. It's the one side is what we completed last year that has the stars under this status role. And then what we didn't get finished, we carried over into 26, and that'll show you what we're trying to accomplish this year. So I can answer questions now, or I can wait till you look it over. If you got any questions, just get with me and I can answer any of them. But I really like putting this list out. It gives the community an opportunity to see what our main focus are. And we're not saying that's all we're gonna do. There'll be other projects that'll come along that I know we'll wanna fit in there. But it looks like with the revenues up from TIF, that what is happening is some of the tax abatements are starting to roll off. So every year we should see more money coming in with the TIF because the tax abatement's rolling off. That's how that causes that. So I think we're in good shape for 2026. Any questions for me?
Thank you. It's an ambitious list.
It is, and you know, the sewer plant stuff that's down there at the bottom, we've been kicking that can down the road for about 15 years, and I'm proud to say that what we're doing there is going to set us up for the next 25, 30 years, and our rates are set to cover those projects, and we're still the lowest rates in Johnson County. So I just wanted to point that out. So thank you, guys.
One thing.
Yes, sir.
Mayor, I was asked, where are we with Scott Park?
Yes,
And
yeah, we have had we've had several meetings, and we just had a big group meeting last week. I think it was. We're in the design phase. It'll probably take 5-6 months for the design and getting all the permitting from DNR. And then once we get all that in place, then we'll come back and we'll keep giving updates as we go along. But it is moving forward. That is a project that we don't know yet on the total, how we're going to finance it. It'll probably be somewhat of a bond. It'll be somewhat of some cash, and it'll be, when we get to looking at it with Jeff Peters, we'll figure that part out as we get on down the road.
thank you for the update.
You're welcome. We're moving forward on it. That's the main thing. So
It's funny how little things get a group of the community very interested in discussing and asking about.
well, we've done a lot for quality of life in the city of Franklin. The RDC has been a very big part of that, and quite frankly, that's what Franklin has to offer, is our quality of life, and that's what gets people here and makes us the destination that we are. So.
Well, speaking for myself and the RDC board, you did a great job with the snow removal, and I compliment the staff and department and all the workers.
Well, I'm glad you said I did a great job, but I didn't. It was our staff. Our staff did all of it. Of course, I'm on the phone and trying to put out fires as they come in, but our staff, they do a great job with snow removal, and I'm just proud of every one of them coming together. And it's not just the street department who ramrods it, or they're the leaders of it, but you have the parks department that comes along and takes care of a lot of downtown, and then you have the sewer department that has 2 snow trucks. They get out. It's a true team effort. There's about, I think Tara told me yesterday, there's about 40 people that's involved in pushing the snow, and we're going to have a lunch for all of them tomorrow, safety meeting lunch, just so you know. I think I've been told that cities and towns and governments are not supposed to buy lunch for their employees and stuff like that, but we're having a safety meeting, and we're going to have some pizza and compliment and pat our guys on the back on a good job they did. So
They did a nice job with what we had to work with.
yeah, I'm smiling with this one.
Okay, Matt, anything? Brad? Dana?
Love Local starts February the 6th. It's our downtown promotion to encourage people to shop local. And with the weather, we know that a lot of our small businesses have not had the foot traffic, to say the least, that they would normally have. They really need our support right now. So really encourage everybody to go through from February 6th to February 15th and think about Love Local, shop downtown, eat some restaurants downtown, really support our downtown. We really need it right now.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything else, Amanda, you covered?
Got my overview.
Okay, Rosie, what's going on with the chamber?
Oh, we've been working on a couple things. First of all, the State of the City address is February 11th. If you've not yet secured a seat, make sure you do that. Just give me a number today and we'll get you on the list. We're nearly sold out and the link has been shut down. Something else that we're working on is a campaign to support the 31 businesses through their construction. We know that traffic is down a bit, about 8% typically. Last year, from fall to fall, last year was down about 8%. They're starting to feel it. So the chamber gathered a committee together, and Dana is part of that committee, to figure out ways we can support the businesses. And so one is an information campaign. This is a dedicated, you see on your screen here, a dedicated page on our website. It's maybe a little easier to read than the NDOT website, although NDOT links are on there too. But if you've ever gone to the NDOT website, I feel like you need to be almost a civil engineer to understand the maps. And so we made really big, bold maps and graphics with that. And Chris is kind enough to put that up on her screen. And if you want to scroll down, I don't know if there, or click the Learn More for me, please. We're also doing some information brochures that people can have at their locations. And then, so that's the information side of the campaign, and then we're gonna move into a marketing side of the campaign to have some incentives and really encourage people to support the businesses along 31. Because we know that if you're avoiding 31, that's gonna trickle down to the entirety of Franklin. So we wanna make sure that all of our businesses feel supported. So that's been a couple months that we've been working on that. We know that this is a work in progress over the next few years that will be kind of help pushing this out in partnership with the city, getting this information out to our people.
Thank you, that's very informative. Rob?
I've got some year-end numbers from 2025. And these include movies, field trips, Christmas parties, events, all of these kinds of things. And especially the author events have been very amazing in terms of turnout. We ended the year with 68,060 people. About 9,000 of that was the author events between Wild Geese and JCPL. So those are great numbers. We haven't had numbers like that since right before COVID, and so we are pleased about that. On February 7th, we'll be having our big sponsorship party. It's our large fundraiser for the year. We have over 300 people already registered. IOZOS is catering the food for that. There'll be live music. And the theme is space, the final frontier. So you can be Star Wars, Star Trek, my favorite Martian, whatever. Come and have fun. That's it.
Thank you, appreciate it. Paul? Josh? Krista?
Anything additional? No.
Thank everyone for attending, and we'll see you, hopefully we won't have to cancel next month, and we'll have our regular meeting. Meeting adjourned.